Good morning everyone and welcome to our public forum on the anti-bullying campaign hosted by School Putaling. My name is Erisha and I'll be your moderator for today's discussion. First and foremost, thank you to all who have joined us both in person and online. This forum aims to raise awareness about the causes, effect, and prevention of bullying in school and communities. We believe that every student deserves to learn in a safe, supportive, and respectful environment free from fear, judgment, and harm. So today we are honored to have 5 amazing speakers who will share their insights. Ms. Tara Nitaran, our dedicated school counselor. Ms. Aina Atira is an inspiring teacher. Ms. Nur Armila Natasha, a passionate NGO representative. Ms. Nur Abidah, a caring parent representative. And Ms. Nur Atika, our knowledgeable education officer. So let's begin our discussion by hearing from our first speaker. To begin with, I would like to invite Ms. Tani Taran, our school counselor, to share about the emotional and psychological effects of bullying and how counselors support students.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tarani Taran, and I'm your school counselor. And I'm here today to talk to you all about an urgent problem, which is bullying. Bullies is all their diverse manifestation: physical, verbal, social, and cyber. Entail the systematic and purposeful misuse of power to injure the others. One must realize that bullying is not an incident, but behavioral pattern which can lead to disastrous effect on the victim. Beyond establishing a safer and more supportive school environment, the ability to recognize the sign and be aware of the effects of bullying is the key to identification, the first step. Bullying has extensive emotional and psychological consequences. The victims are normally full of anxiety, fear, depression, and their self-esteem is greatly reduced. They can have problems with sleep disorder, poor concentration, and even physical disorders such as headache and stomachache. Social isolation is widespread, with the victims of the target possibly isolating themselves in work and social life. Even in bullying, its most extreme instance, bullying may cause suicidal thoughts and behavior. It is important to bear in mind that the effects may be long-term, which may influence academic achievements of a student, his or her social relations and well-being. School counselors are committed to assisting students who fall prey to bullying. We offer students a secure and confidential environment in which to express their experiences and their emotions. Our individual and group counseling program assists the students to establish coping mechanism, resilience, and restore their self-confidence. We also strive to raise awareness on preventing and intervening against bullying among the school population, and we partner with teachers, administrations, and parents, establishing a culture of respect and empathy. In case you or any of your acquaintances are being bullied, contact us. Our community is capable of changing things.
Thank you, Mr. Tanitaran, for that meaningful sharing. Next, let's welcome Ms. Aina Atira, one of our teachers, to talk about bullying in the classroom and how teachers can create a positive learning environment.
Thank you to moderator. Hi everyone, I am Aina Atira and I will be sharing about bullying in the classroom and what teachers can do to build a positive learning environment. So, in class, bullying can happen in small ways such as teasing, ignoring or excluding someone. As teachers, it's really important for us to notice these behaviors early and create a classroom where everyone feels safe. We can do this by building mutual respect, encourage students to support one another and making sure every child feels included. It's also important for teachers to be approachable. Like when students trust their teachers, they are more likely to speak up if something happens. A positive learning environment doesn't just stop bullying. It also helps students feel confident, respect, and ready to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Aina, for the insightful talk. Now, we'll move on to Miss Nor Armila Natasha, our NGO representative, who will share how the community and organizations can work together to support anti-bullying efforts.
Thank you, Ms. Erisha, for the invitation. I will share the community and organizational support for anti-bullying effect. As we know that bullying remains a significant social issue that affects individual emotional well-being, safety, and academic or their professional performance. Preventing bullying requires more than isolated effort within the school, and it is demand collective responsibility and active participation from the entire community. Bullying can occur in various settings including neighborhood, yard program, workplace, and online spaces. Therefore, comprehensive community and organizational support is essential to create safe and inclusive environment for everyone. Effective anti-bullying initiatives begin with collaboration among key community stakeholders, including school, local authorities, parents, businesses, youth organizations, and law enforcement. And each of them play a unique role in preventing and responding to the bullying. For instance, youth sports group can train coaches to identify and address bullying behavior, while local businesses can promote positive messaging through campaign or any sponsorship that uh, talk about the bullying. And faith-based or community association can organize educational forum to raise the awareness about it. When messages about kindness, empathy, and respect are consistently reinforced across the different community settings, they cultivate a shared understanding that bullying is unacceptable. Organizations also serve as a critical partner in establishing structured prevention and intervention programs. Like school and non-governmental organizations can also implement anti-bullying policy by providing counseling services and especially and establish confidential reporting system to protect the victim and guide the perpetrator toward behavioral improvement. While the mental health professional and community agency can offer a workshop to educate both youth and adults on emotional intelligence, digital responsibility, and conflict resolution. Such programs not only prevent bullying, but it also strengthens the community overall social fabric. Moreover, the importance of assessing community strength and need before designing an action plan is very important. Community can conduct an Community can conduct survey, interview, or focus to the group discussion to understand where bullying occurs most frequently and who is affected and how current response can be improved. Based on this finding, a comprehensive strategy can be developed that clearly define the community vision, outline role for each partner, and set the measurable goals. And public awareness campaigns like educational material and partnership with local media can also further amplify anti-bullying message and promote the community engagement. To ensure long-term effectiveness, community and organization must monitor and evaluate our anti-bullying initiative regularly by tracking progress to help determine whether specific strategies are working and allow for continuous refinement based on the data rather than assumption. This ongoing process of reflection and improvement strengthen the overall impact of anti-bullying effort. In conclusion, as an non-governmental organizational community and uh, in conclusion, community and organizational support form the foundation of sustainable anti-bullying initiative through the collaboration, education, policy enforcement, and continuous evaluation, where a community can help to create a safer and more inclusive environment where individuals can feel valued and protected, and a united approach that driven by empathy, respect, and shared responsibility, it is ensured that the message against bullying remains strong and consistent across all aspects of society.
Thank you, Miss Armila. That was very inspiring. Next, we have Miss Nur Abida, our parent representative, who will speak about the role of families in preventing and responding to bullying.
Thank you, moderator. A very good day to everyone. I am pleased to be invited to take the role of parents in this crucial discussion on the prevention and response to bullying. As parents, we play one of the key roles in shaping the values, attitudes, and behavior of our children. The home environment is the most influential and powerful place in a child's life. It is where they first learn to be empathetic, respectful, and kind. The problem of bullying usually begins when children lack emotional understanding or empathy towards others. Therefore, parents should take an active role in teaching their children about compassion and respect from a young age. Good social behavior can be developed through simple daily habits such as encouraging good manners and showing kindness at home. Prevention also starts with open communication. Parents should create a comfortable and trusting environment where children feel safe to share their experience or feelings. When children are not afraid of being judged or punished, they are more likely to open up if they are being bullied or if they witness bullying at school. Sensitive guidance and emotional support are essential to prevent small issues from growing into serious problems. Parental involvement in school life is another important factor. Participating in school activities, communicating regularly with teachers, and staying aware of child's social life can help parents understand their child's well-being. Through cooperation between schools and families, early signs of bullying can be identified and handled more effectively. Moreover, parents should also model positive behavior. Children often imitate what they see at home. When parents demonstrate calm, conflict resolution, respect for others, and empathy, children will reflect these same values in their own interaction. Finally, when bullying does occur, parents must respond calmly and work closely with the school. Blaming, ignoring, or overreacting may make the situation worse. Instead, parents should remain composed, gather accurate information, and collaborate with the school counselor or teacher to find solutions. Continuous emotional support and helping the child regain confidence are crucial steps in recovery. To sum up, the role of families in preventing and responding to bullying cannot be overstated. Through love, guidance, and open communication, parents can raise children who are not only confident but also kind and respectful members of society. Strong collaboration between parents and schools can create a safer and more understanding environment for all children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Abida, for those valuable reminders to all parents. Finally, we have Ms. Nor Atika, our education officer, who will explain how the ministry and school are working hand in hand to build a safe school environment for everyone.
Thank you, moderator. Greetings to all, including school counselor, teachers, NGOs, parents, esteemed school officials, and students. It gives me great pleasure to share some key information about the policies, duties, and programs that direct our effort to create safe and bullying-free school. To prevent bullying in school, the government has put in place specific policies and guidelines through the Ministry of Education Malaysia (MOE). This consists of the school discipline regulation and circular provision and the zero tolerance policy on bullying. Any school has experienced bullying, whether it be verbal, physical, emotional, or cyber, must act quickly and strongly in accordance with this policy. Fair investigation must be conducted, reporting protocol are in place, and both victims and offenders must receive counseling. However, by rules by themselves are insufficient. Strong prevention initiative and public awareness campaign are necessary to support policies. At this point, the function of education authorities become essential. Education officers collaborate closely with school administrator of this district and state level to carry out student leadership program, counseling service, and anti-bullying campaigns. Through seminars, workshops, and awareness-raising activities, we work with school counselors, educators, and parents to teach students empathy, respect, and responsible behavior in the classroom and online. In addition, education officials train teachers keep an eye on school discipline patterns and work with law enforcement when significant issues appear. Every case is handled fairly and sensitivity thanks to this cooperative approach. But more than discipline, we want to create a caring culture. We suggest for the idea of a safe school environment, Sekolah Selamat, which is a comprehensive program that emphasizes health, safety, and constructive interaction among students. This program encourages schools to set up peer support groups, anti-bullying committees, and reporting avenues that let students speak up without fear. Ladies and gentlemen, mutual respect, shared value, and everyone's active participation are what make a school safe, not rules or the threats of punishment. The ministry has a clear vision to make sure that all children, regardless of their situation, can learn in a setting that fosters safety, respect, and a sense of belonging. Let's unite as educators, parents, students, and community to firmly oppose bullying. By working together, we can transform our schools into a place of friendship rather than fear. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Atika, for the informative presentation. Now that we have heard from our all speakers, let's move on into our Q&A sessions where we'll discuss more deeply about bullying. So, first, to our school counselor, Ms. Tanitaran, what are some early signs of a student being bullied?
It is my pleasure to be here. It is essential to be recognized bullying at the first stage. Among the main signs, one can distinguish a sudden alteration in the behavior or mood of a student, anxiety, sadness, or irritability. You could also find out that a child skips school or other times gives excuses to be at home. A significant decline in academic achievements may also serve as a warning signal, since bullying may greatly affect the concentrational level and the learning process of a student. Also, watch out an unnecessary injuries, lost property or broken personal items. Students who are bullied can also turn up and turn off their friends and activities to becoming more isolated. As school counselors, we are conditioned to be able notice such sign at an early stage and provide the required emotional support and intervention. Schools need to make students feel safe and supported in order to report any acts of bullying. That's all from me. Thank you.
To our teacher, Miss Aina Atira, how can classroom rules help prevent bullying among students?
Hi again. Thank you, moderator, for the questions. Okay, so I will be answering the question how the classroom rules help prevent bullying among students. For me, it starts with having clear and simple rules that remind students to respect one another. When everyone knows what's expected, it's easier to keep the class safe and positive. Teachers should also reinforce good behavior. For example, when students show kindness or teamwork, acknowledge it. It motivates others to do the same. If bullying does happen, we need to act quickly and calmly, not ignore it. Talk to the students involved and help them reflect on their actions. And lastly, teachers must lead by example. The way we speak and treat others show students how to behave. So, classroom rules are just about discipline. They are about creating a respectful and caring environment for everyone. That's all from me. Thank you.
To our NGO representative, Ms. Nur Amila Natasha, how can the community support anti-bullying campaign effectively?
As we know that bullying is a serious issue that affects not only the victim but also the well-being of society. Some of the steps that we need to combat this problem effectively are the involvement of the local community, parents and educators as well as youth group and local organizations who have their respective role in creating a safe and effective environment. First, the community can organize the awareness campaign and educational talk to inform the public about the effect of bullying and how to prevent it that they need to know, namely through seminar, workshop, and school visit. This can make the community aware of the various bullying behavior around them and the right to speak out about it. When the community takes the initiative to educate, this simultaneously builds awareness and empower individuals to fight against the absence of bullying in today's world. Secondly, in today's digital age, social media is the most powerful tool to spread the important message in a short period of time, like campaign using hashtag, video, and short story that can attract a large audience, especially to the youth, to promote the campaign to overcome cyberbullying. This is intended to make people to be more carefully on social media so that their every word and action does not invite cyberbullying which can provoke anger in others. Next, the cooperation of all parties including school, parent, and youth group that need to play an important role. School can enforce anti-bullying policy among the students by holding the awareness program, and parents also can educate their children to be more disciplined and respectful of others regardless of their background and where they are. Therefore, youth group can also lead school support programs to through counseling guidance and control student behavior at school so that this bullying does not become a trend that is done by every student at school. With all these groups working together, they are able to form a strong support network to prevent bullying and educate students to be more moral and empathic toward each other. In addition, Certain parties should also provide counseling services or hotline for those affected by bullying without harming or shaming the victim. Some victims may suffer in silence because they are afraid or embarrassed to express their feeling to those closest to them because they are upset that what they are experiencing will not be believed. Therefore, having access to professional help and providing a safe space can encourage them to seek emotional and mental support to rebuild the confidence and recover emotionally after experiencing problems that have caused them distress. Finally, society needs to practice empathy and tolerance in everyday life. Activities such as community service, cultural exchange, or team building program can help them to can help people to interact well and appreciate each other differences while building stronger relationship when the empathy and tolerance and mutual respect among the society become parts of the culture, bullying will not have the room to thrive qual- because the positive quality that society instill in them and the fear of getting the same in return one day become their guidepost to not continue the bullying. In conclusion, Ms. Erisha, we know that combating bullying requires a collective and challenging effort, but by raising public awareness, using various platforms does not prevent us from preventing attitude in society. Through the wise use of social media and offering support to victims of bullying, we can create a more positive environment without dumping any party. Therefore, all community must work together to make lasting change and ensure that every individual feels safe and valued throughout their life. That's all from me, Miss Arisha. Thank you.
To our parent representative, Ms. Nur Abida, what should parents do if their child is being bullied?
Thank you for the question. When a child is being bullied, the first and most important action for parents is to listen calmly and reassure the child. Parents should give their child space to express their feelings freely without interruption, judgment, or criticism. It is vital that the child feels support and belief. Secondly, parents must not blame the child or pretend the problem does not exist. Ignoring the issue can make the child feel isolated and helpless. Instead, parents should gather clear information about what happened and when. The next step is to report the incident to the teacher or school counselor. Schools have procedures in place to handle such matters, and cooperation between parents and educator is essential in finding effective solutions. Finally, parents should help their child rebuild confidence by offering encouragement and engaging them in positive activities. Ongoing emotional support helps the child recover from trauma and regain a sense of safety. To conclude, calm communication, cooperation with the school, and continuous emotional support are the key steps parents should take when their child faces bullying. That's all. Thank you.
And lastly, to our education officer, Ms. Nur Atika, how does the ministry ensure that schools are safe for all students?
Thank you for the question. Alright, one of the ministry main goal is to guarantee each student's safety and well-being. First of all, All schools have anti-bullying policies in place that offer detailed instruction for intervention, prevention, and disciplinary measures. Every report of bullying is taken seriously and dealt with effectively thanks to these policies. Second, we have systems in place for routine reporting and monitoring. The districts and state education department must receive regular safety and dispute reports for school administrators. This enables the ministry to spot problems early and act quickly to fix them. Third, ongoing training in psychological first aid, conflict resolution, and children protection is provided to educators and school personnel. This gives them the ability to recognize early warning indicators and provide effective support to impact students. In order to improve awareness campaign and offer assistance to students in need, the ministry also collaborates with parents, communities, leaders, and non-government organizations. Last but, last but not least, we keep advising a secure and welcoming school climate by implementing initiatives which foster student empathy, respect, and solidarity, preventing violence and making sure all students may respected and safe depend on fostering a sense of belonging.
Thank you to all our speakers for those thoughtful answers. Your insights have helped us understand that preventing bullying requires teamwork between students, parents, teachers, and the entire community. Before we end, I would like to thank everyone for being part of these important discussions. Let's all remember bullying is never acceptable, and each of us plays a role in stopping it. Together, we can build a school environment filled with respect, empathy, and kindness. Thank you once again to our speakers and to all of you for listening. Let's continue to stand together and stop bullying.